Today is February the 14th, 2020, and also is Valentine's Day. Jesse and Chris have come before you today as a bride and as a groom, and they will depart as a husband and as a wife.
To my forever. Just as my heart did 434 days ago to the day on the summit atop Uber Gatlinburg, where you made me the happiest man alive, I have felt it pounding in my chest with a growing ferocity as I have counted down the days until today. Never in my life have I known a more compassionate, intelligent, generous, and loving soul. It's crazy to think that you and I almost didn't happen, and not just because I went away to Key West and had to reschedule our second date. Before I met you, I had given up on love. I had faced so many heartbreaks, both in my family life as well as romantic one, that I'd become convinced that I was too damaged and too scared for anyone to love. I had come to see love as a one-sided affair, with me always pouring out my cup to fill others, never seeing it reciprocated. In a way, I had accepted that simply was my place in life, to patch up others using pieces of my soul, only to see them move on once they were healed. And what was left? Well, who wants those scraps? But then you came along. Our first date at the Twisty Treat, I was nervous as hell, unsure what to say, and already telling myself not to get my hopes up that it would go well, because that's what I was used to. When I finally saw you, you had a nervous smile that matched my own. We talked and laughed, and slowly we sat in my car until my guard dropped and I felt all my doubts melt away. That date flew by, and after you left, I couldn't stop smiling. And to this day, I still can't help but smile when I see and think of you. You have given me the life I've always dreamed of, the children I could only hope for. You have shown me how to love completely and without fear. You will always be my dance partner, my car karaoke companion, and my perfect match. So if you still want to see me, if you still want to marry me, I will see you at the altar. If you have changed your mind, walk up to Daly and say, "Scorpion, he has orders to whisk you away." Love you forever and always, Chris.
Chris, 2 years ago in an ice cream shop. A first meeting would change both our lives. While we sat there and talked, my arms were cold from sitting at the metal table. Without even thinking, you lifted my arms and put yours under them so that my skin was no longer touching the cold. This small act of kindness let me begin to see who you were. What we imagined to be a short dessert date turned into hours of talking long after the shop closed. I couldn't have imagined that 2 years later we would be vowing to love each other forever. I have never felt as safe as I do when you're near me. When I am in your arms, I feel completely at home. The girls and I know that you are always in our corner, and that we can count on you for anything. You are exactly what this family needed to feel whole. Warming my arms was just the first of so many gestures from you that amazed me. You take care of me and our girls every second, every day. I never expected to find someone so much like me. In front of us lies a beautiful path that begins with these first few steps down the aisle. From this day forward, you and I are a team. You are going to explore the world together. We will stand next to each other through every adventure life throws our way. You have spent your whole life taking care of others. As of today, I get to spend the rest of my life taking care of you. Love always and forever, Jesse.
I want to welcome you to the very most important day in the lives of Jesse and Chris. Chris and Jesse view marriage as coming together at all levels of being. That's mind, body, and spirit. A marital commitment includes the willingness to be open and vulnerable, and the courage to take risks. They commit themselves today to each other in a sacred trust. They promise to embrace conflict as well as to embrace peace. To work as well as play, struggle as well as to coast, to give as well as to receive, and to be with, to stay with, and to move toward one another. Their love and their intention have created this marriage. And we're gathered here today to celebrate in the acknowledgement of that bond. True friendship nurtures our hopes, supports us in our disappointments, and encourages us to grow to our best potential. Jesse and Chris have come together today as friends. They pledge to one another their love, their strength, their warmth, and most importantly, they pledge to each other true friendship. May the hands of your true friend always be near to you. May you grow to see your children's children. May your friends console you and all peoples live in peace with you. By the promises made today before all that are here in attendance, Chris and Jesse have joined themselves together as a husband and as a wife. I pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss your bride. Mr. and Mrs. Chris Dvorak.
You are the sunrise making my day. You are the moonlight shining my way. This is where I call home. You are the fire warming my night. With you I'll stay till the morning light. This is where I call home. This is where I call home.